Hey y'all, welcome back to A Moment with Miranda, where we take a few minutes to reset, reflect, and remind ourselves that we are enough. Y'all, today I'm going to talk about something that maybe you won't agree with, and maybe you will. But either way, it's something that's really important to me. With that being said, I used to think that easy to love meant being understanding, being patient, being forgiving, being the person who could hear everybody's side of the story, make space for everybody's feelings, and still find a way to show up with so much love. And for a long time, I wore that like it was a badge of honor. And maybe when you hear that, you think it is. I was proud of how much grace I could give. I was proud of how well I could understand people. And I was proud of being the person who did not make things harder than they had to be. But somewhere along the way, I had to ask myself a very, very hard question. Was I easy to love? Or was I just easy to access? Easy to explain things to? Easy to disappoint? Easy to come back to? Easy to leave waiting? Easy to hurt because people knew I would find a way to understand. And babe, that's where it gets dangerous. Because sometimes we think we are being loving, but really, we are teaching people that they don't have to handle us with care, that we're not fragile. We teach people that they can give us the bare minimum, and we will still find a reason to be grateful. We teach people that they can avoid accountability altogether because we will already have an explanation ready for why they acted the way they did. We teach people that our forgiveness is automatic. Have you seen those paper towel holders? Sometimes you get a little bit too much. And then we wonder why we feel tired. We wonder why we feel unseen, and we wonder why we feel like we're always the one holding that emotional weight. But here's the truth of the truth of the butt of the beautiful thing called life. Being easy to love should not cost you your own peace. If I need to say that again, I will. Being easy to love should not cost you your own peace. It should not cost you your voice. It should not cost you your boundaries. And it should not cost you the version of yourself that knows what she deserves. There's nothing wrong with being soft. Okay? Nothing at all. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with being kind. There is nothing wrong with being someone who gives grace either. But grace without boundaries turns into self-abandonment real quick. And I don't think enough of us talk about that. We talk about being the bigger person, but not enough about how exhausting it always is to be the bigger person in rooms where nobody else is trying to grow. I play this game called Magic the Gathering, and there's this card called Rampant Growth. And I sometimes feel like I'm playing that over and over again, and nobody else is trying to even grow. We talk about forgiveness, but not enough about how forgiveness does not mean unlimited access. So many people think that once you forgive them, they have access to you forever, and they can do no wrong. We talk about love, but not enough about how love should feel safe for the person giving it to. I don't want to be loved because I make it easy for someone to avoid doing better. Do better. Just do better. I don't want to be loved because I'm convenient either. I don't want to be loved because I do not ask for much. I want to be loved because someone sees me clearly and chooses to care for me on purpose. That's the difference. Because I am still soft. I still believe in love like in the movies. and in the books. And I still believe people can and will grow given the right opportunity. And I still believe in giving grace when grace is well deserved. But I also believe that I am allowed to have a standard. I'm allowed to say, hey man, that hurt me. I'm allowed to say, that does not work for me. No, thank you. And I'm definitely allowed to say, I understand why you did it. And I'm still allowed to not be okay with it. And that part right there will change your life. Because sometimes we think understanding someone means excusing them. And it does not. Nope. No, thank you. You can understand someone and still hold them accountable for their actions because, hey, we all know they speak louder than words. You can love someone and still have a boundary and be like, bro, don't cross this boundary. You can miss someone and still not reopen a door. You can be soft and still say no. Being easy to love should not mean that love flows naturally with you. It should mean that. It should mean that love is you. It's a part of you. It should mean that you are safe to be around. It should mean you bring warmth, honesty, care, laughter, depth, and peace. It should not mean you're easy to misuse. It should not mean you shrink your needs. It should not mean you become a place where people come to be healed while you keep getting wounded. So maybe the question is not, am I easy to love? Maybe the question is, am I making it too easy for people to love me poorly? Because that is where the work is. Not in becoming harder, not in becoming colder, not in pretending you do not care, because let's be honest, I care a lot. I got big feelings about it. The work is in staying loving without handling people the way I have been. I shouldn't just be handing them a knife and telling them, here, I'm soft here, stab. The work is staying open without being endlessly available. The work is in knowing that your heart is a gift and it is so beautiful and it's not a free trial. Not everybody gets to hold it. So, if you have been the understanding one, the forgiving one, the strong one, the one who always finds a way to make it okay, I want you to hear me and I want you to hear me loud. You're not asking for too much when you ask to be considered, I promise you. You're not being difficult when you name what hurt you. And you're not ruining the peace when you stop pretending something did not bother you. Sometimes you're finally creating that peace, real peace, the kind that includes you, because you were always enough, babe. Even when you were not easy, even when you had needs, even when you had boundaries, even when you required just a little bit of effort, you were always enough. And people who are meant to love you, well, they will not need you to disappear in order to do it. So, babe, keep shining, keep being who you are, and it's okay to be a little soft. But guard your heart and only give it to the people who deserve it. And remember, you were always enough, babe. Always. Mwah.